All right, we are live. I forgot about these damn avocados. Son of a bugger. What's up, everybody? We're going live. Proud Masculine live stream going live on April 7th. And the days just keep ticking. I don't even know what to say about that. Meet but the monkey. Yo, what up, Meat? Can't believe how fast this year is going by. I'm saying April 7th. It seemed like I was saying Happy New Year a week ago. Welcome to the Proud Masculine live stream, April 7th. And it seems I'm still in a little bit of trouble with YouTube. So I created a Telegram group to get the link live, get the notification from Telegram. YouTube's not being too generous with notifications these days, not on my end anyway. But that's all right, we're gonna find a way around it, we always do. Yeah, I got the membership link now where you can get you can become a member of the channel, which is awesome because it helps, and this is an awesome fucking community. I shouldn't say that fast. My editor said don't say the F word for the first 5 minutes, and I say it all the time. Watch that. Yeah, and with the memberships comes just certain privileges besides being able to contribute to the channel and the growth. They are membership perks. Remember, live stream, members only. What's up, Kukiana? Aloha. But, I'm going to go off track a little bit tonight. I'm going to go outside of my normal talking points, about men's lives, men's health, men's progress, men's growth, all this good stuff. I'm going to go a little bit outside of my field, my brand, so to speak. And I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with this latest thing that's happened in Frisco, Texas, where these two young men got into a confrontation. One pulled out a blade, poked the other dude up, and ended it for this kid. And this is all over the news. And I think this is an opportunity for society to finally talk about some real shit and really get down into something. And we also have an opportunity to shed some light on, I don't believe race had anything to do with it. Now, that's the narrative society's trying to push to get this thing in the headlines and to get us to look away from the stuff that really goes on. And this happens often. You look at all the things, we always have a conflict to keep the public and the people distracted, scared, and divided. And I think this is an opportunity for people to just disconnect from that. And what's up, Caden? What's up, Playhouse? Rodera. What's up, sweetie? What's up, Fred? Yes, I've seen it's ridiculous. They knew there was self-defense. That kid had a badass attitude and didn't like to be told to move and made it about race. Yeah, I don't think it was racially motivated. I mean, how do you really, yeah, he lost his twin brother in his arms, was with him while he took his last breaths. That guy's life has changed forever. He'll never be the same. Thank you, Caden. What's up, Carson? Happy birthday, Red Cavroom. Happy birthday. I guess if it's your birthday, prove it's your birthday, then I'll announce it. That's what I was getting into. The media sees another black against white, a race issue, a race problem. Racism is alive and well in the USA because we always talk about it and make everything about race. I don't think it had anything to do with race. I think it had to do with two 17-year-olds puffed up, full of testosterone, egos, lack of conflict resolution. I mean, listen, is somebody's life worth a seat at the tent? Obviously, the answer is no. Obviously. But I mean, you got to look at it objectively. Was the dude really, was he causing trouble? Was he hurting anybody? Was he just on the wrong side of the field? Was he in the wrong place? You wonder. I mean, hold on a second. Get these fucking clowns out of here. Roddery, you're supposed to be all over that. Okay, you got him. Well, anyway, no, and I don't think it was racially motivated. I think it was two fucking dudes at 17. You probably got to think there's people around. Here's the big guy on campus, football player, and both families are ruined, Roddery. They got a 17-year-old going to prison for the big M. That kid's life's over. What's up, Ayush? And it's sad. It's sad to see two destroyed lives over something so simple. But look, this is what happens. You got young, volatile men. From what the reports say, they both grew up in good, well-to-do families. It's not like you had one kid from the wrong side of the tracks coming in. Yeah, but you also got to think of it as a capital M. And I don't think it is. I don't think they're going to charge him with that. I think maybe second degree or manslaughter is what I'm thinking. Carson, I don't know, buddy, as long as it takes. I'm really tired, so I don't want to make this a long one. Just stick around. But, I mean, I don't know. How do you sort this shit out? Where do you look? Because I have a son who's 21. And God forbid, what's up, Rabash? Rashab Tripathi. I couldn't imagine, I don't even like to talk about it, much less imagining. But this is what happens. Young men are aggressive. Young men compete. Young men like to fight. They have pissing contests. Maybe there were some chicks around. Maybe he was stunting a little bit. Yeah, could he have just gotten up and went, the little unspoken rule is like you don't sit under our tent. But then, I mean, does that kid really have a right to go tell somebody to move? And then put hands on somebody? This is a tricky one, y'all. What's up, D Nice? I'm talking about this unfortunate incident that happened in Frisco, Texas, with the two teenagers who got into it and one didn't make it. And one's in prison now. He's going to go to prison. And it's unfortunate. And you see, what's happening is the dad of the young man who is no longer with us has tried taking a high road and saying, like, look, I don't hate that kid. I forgive him. Like, he's following God. This guy is following the principles of God. And this man is getting shamed for, and this is, he lost his son. You know what I mean? He lost his son. And he's like, hey, look, he's living, like, this dude's a walking, spiritual, principled man, a godly man. And, I mean, look, you got to face it. When I was growing up, I was 14 at the local park in my neighborhood that I played football and baseball for, Carolyn Park. Thank you, D Nice. That's a wonderful thing. That's a beautiful thing to say, D Nice. Thank you. She said he's heartbroken, probably believes being angry and hateful won't make it better or bring his. No, it won't. They got two people's lives, two families are destroyed now. What is more hate going to bring to the table? What is wishing more harm and hate? going to do to contribute. I hope I'm never in that man's shoes. My son is a monster, Grizz, and he is disciplined. That's exactly how I have my son raised. My son's a fucking killer, but he's a kind, genuine man who always leads with respect and kindness. My son is a beast. But yes, I would want my son to be like that. My son is he's been in combatives for 4 years, jiu-jitsu for 5. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's 6'1", like 190. He's an animal. Jacked, tall, strong, and skilled. But he'll open the door for a sweet old lady. He'll play with a little kid. But I do teach him that. And I also teach him principles of restraint. You know, I had a client of mine ask me, he's like, how do you feel about, these guys messing with me like about fighting? I'm like, no, violence. Violence is a last resort. If you got an opportunity, walk away. Get out of there. What are you going to accomplish having your ego bruised a little bit? Now, if somebody goes to hurt you or goes hands on, that's another story. You got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. But I tell my son all the time, tone your fucking ego down. If somebody pulls a blade or pulls a piece on you, you walk away. You get out of there. And he's practiced disarming weapons, and it's not BJJ, Tripathi, it's Japanese jiu-jitsu. See, I say jiu-jitsu, everybody seems BJJ. Brazilian jiu-jitsu has been around for a few years. Japanese jiu-jitsu has been around for millennia. Not millennia. Centuries. My fault. Centuries. Yeah, we do. I do have good stories. But I tell him, he knows how to take a knife from somebody. He knows how to take a gun out of somebody's hand. And I tell him, don't ever do that shit. Unless you backed up against a wall, you got nowhere to go, and the only way is through this person, this assailant, or you got your girl or yourself or your kids in harm's way, and somebody's got to go. It ain't going to be you. But if somebody walks up and you in an open bar area, you bump shoulders, and you're like, what's up? Watch where you going. Man, fuck you. Pulls a blade, go. Why? What do you need to prove? What's going to happen? What good is going to come out of that? When somebody pulls a knife, somebody's getting cut. That's what people don't understand. This ain't TV. When somebody pulls a blade, somebody's getting cut. And you don't know how, what, where. When I was 14, I was telling my story. They had this kid, A.C. Jimenez, and Curtis Lidoff. Curtis Lidoff was a bit of a bully. AC was a cool dude. I knew him since we were little kids, and I was 14 at the time. AC lived right across the street from the park. And we'd come right after this happened. We didn't even know about it. We would go to the park to play football and stuff. Well, Curtis went by AC's house and picked a fight with him. And he beat AC up in the street. AC ran inside, got a folding pocket knife, and came back out. They tied up. He did like this in his back to jug him. It went through his back and into his heart, just like that. One time, killed him. And that was a disaster. And it had people there watching the fight, and same thing. Dude pulled a knife, got brave, wanted to show his ass, and he went to jail for murder. Murder, because he could have went inside and stayed inside, but he came back outside with the knife and then re-engaged. And he went to prison for a long time. He never did come back to the neighborhood. The family up and moved, and all that. Everybody lost touch. I knew his cousin. They don't really even talk to the family and stuff anymore. So I know what that's like. And this kid Curtis Lidoff was a bully, but he wasn't like a terrible piece of shit. He was just a little cocky bully. I don't think he deserved to pay the ultimate price, you know? I don't. And I feel the same way for this kid. But to put things in perspective, a lot of young men carry knives. I carry a blade. I've carried a blade since I'm a little kid. My grandpa used to buy me knives. I keep in my pocket. When I was a little boy in school, you could take a pocket knife to school. It wasn't a big thing. Everybody carried one. And a lot of people pack a blade these days. And, you know, you get two young dudes full of testosterone and getting territorial, and you got to show your ass. You got to have a little ego. That's what happens. This is why violence is so senseless. And this is why I tell my son, don't go showing your ass, because you don't know the outcome. You realize you get in a little tussle with somebody, you crack them, they fall and hit their head on a bar stool and die or paralyzed. You're going to prison. That's it. And your life's done. Yeah, that survivor guilt hits different. And everybody suffers. You know, if we just took a moment to take a snapshot of what the outcome could be possibly, I'm talking like 2 seconds to just play it forward. Most people would not do the dumb shit. And that's the problem. You know, you get all swelled up, you got your reputation, you got your ego, you got your boys. Man, you're going to put up with that, man. Knock that motherfucker out. Come on. You know, this isn't prison, y'all. This is society. This ain't prison. You can't act like that in society. There are consequences. And the consequences are potentially way worse than you can ever imagine. In this case, it is the worst case scenario. Somebody lost their life over a place where this dude was sitting. Think about it. I bet you if that brother had that instant one moment over to do again, he'd tell his brother, just leave him. It's sad. It's gut-wrenchingly sad. Good night, Carson. Thank you for dropping in, buddy. Hit that like on your way out. Subscribe. Roderick said, I'm thankful that times in fits of rage I can truly think about my actions and I can make rational choices. If bro doesn't have mental problems, that can't be the whole story. Well, I don't know. I just saw it reported on TV. That's right, Grizz. That's right. It's a defense of pride. It's ego. That's all it is. Nobody. Stumpy. Coming in loud, huh? Roderick's hot, but she ain't single. So she's spoken for. She got a man. Yeah, man, this is crazy. And then the thing is, in the social climate, that there you go, Tripathy. You know, I have a pretty dark story of my own. I don't really talk about too much, but my uncle's situation right now, a guy put a knife on him and he knocked the guy out and beat him, cut him. Now he's in deep trouble. It's my whole point. Once the threat is neutralized to a point where you can get away, you don't get to do anything after that. Somebody pulls a knife and you have the ability to get out the way, or if you disarm them or you have the advantage and you continue with the violence and something happens, that's a crime. You're not innocent. You're not protecting yourself anymore. That's just Stumpy. He's not new here. He's just jacking off, doing his thing. He don't mean nothing by it. He's harmless. Little J Grizz. I don't know if I should tell that story. It doesn't take me to a good place. That's all right. Thank you for speaking up. It doesn't take me to a good place. I'm not proud of that. I kind of wish I could forget about it, but I can't. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you for the young guys and even the older guys. I was 21 and they had a private party at this daiquiri place where I grew up. And this girl was going away to school in another state, college. And it was some of her friends from school, guys included, some football players and stuff from college, and then us from the neighborhood, right? We all knew each other. And there was a group of us because my boy's girlfriend knew the girl really well. And then I was good friends with him, so a couple of us went. It was me, two brothers, this dude PJ, and this dude Brian. Chris, Chad, PJ, Brian, and I. Well, we were brawlers. Like, we weren't brawlers, but, we were fighters. We came from, nothing, just thugs. And, well, a dude comes walking through, a boy comes, he's got the beers. You know how you can squeeze all the cups together and walk with the beers, right? He's coming in hot. Boom! Some dude bumps him. And the dude's like, watch out, you going, motherfucker, what? Throws the shit down and goes, I'm like, no. I had this little dime piece. His girlfriend's friend, Sue, so fucking fine. She was asking about me. Me and her were talking, and I said, look, you ain't ruining this night for me. I'm going to take that home and punish it. You understand? Don't be getting in any fights. Don't be starting any shit. It was a private event. Leave it be. Well, so I broke it up. The owner came over there. We knew the owner. And he's like, we got a problem? I'm like, no problem. Chad, back off. We'll get some more. Don't worry about it. I got this round. So I bought. Well, we started playing pool, having fun, got a couple in us. Me and the girl was like, we're about to leave. I'm about, look, let's get out of here. Let's go to your place. And the dude comes walking by with his drinks. So my buddy sees him and does like this. Boom, knocks his shit everywhere. Then it's about to go down. And they got this dude coming in trying to mean mug. What's your problem? What's your problem? I'm like, look, take it easy. Well, the owner came running over there and he's like, y'all got to go. I was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He goes, well, he's got to go. I saw what he did. He said, you? And he said, you two, out. So that was it. The owner split it up. They grabbed each other a little bit, but nothing happened in the building. So I walk him out the building. He's like, you need to take him out. So I was like, come on, you got to leave, dude. He's like, you coming? I said, nope. I said, I'm going home with her. That's what I'm doing tonight. Well, we go out on the front deck, and it's me and his brother, Chris, standing there talking. And there's a street facing the main highway, and Chad is facing the highway, and he had a Nissan pickup with big tires. It was a standard. Well, the dude, Brian, was standing in the passenger window talking across PJ to Chad, because PJ rode with Chad. Anyway, this Ford Expedition pulls up on the side of him. The dude who knocked the drinks out jumps out and starts trying to hit Chad. Bam, bam, through the window. Brian runs over there. He gets the dude off. Chad jumps out the car. Him and Brian start beating the piss out of this dude. I mean, stomping his ass. Chris is like, oh, I need to go. I'm like, nah, you don't need to go over there. Look what they're doing to this guy. What are you going to contribute? Leave it be. Well, anyway, the big guy driving gets out and starts walking around the back of the Expedition to try to do a little sneak attack. Chris jumps over the handrail, takes off running over there, and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. I see Chris go to take a swing at this guy and just completely misses him, spins in a circle and falls on the ground. So I'm right behind Chris, running. Chris was on the ground trying to scoot back because he fell down from throwing a sloppy punch. And this guy squares up to me, and I just came running. Boom! I smoked him, knocked him out cold. And he did like that. And when he fell over, he hit his head on a sewer cover. not a sewer cover, a water meter cover in the grass. I mean, I cracked him. He went stiff, ooh, and fell back. We got out of there before the police came. Me and Chris went in one direction, Chad then went to another direction. The police went back and got Chad from the place he was at, because they found out where he was, brought him back to the daiquiri place, and they kicked the shit out of this other dude. I mean, they bloodied him up bad, broke his jaw, everything. And everybody at the event said, hey, look, they didn't start it. They tried to jump him, and then he said, I did it by myself. So we got away with that. Dudes went to the hospital. And I was wondering, how was the guy I hit? He said, when I pulled up, he was still on the ground. The ambulance was picking him up. The guy I cracked. Well, fast forward years later, I'm married. And my son was just a baby. And I was at the local grocery store. And I walked down the aisle to go to the meat section. I was going to get some stuff to barbecue. This is about 4, 5, 6 years later. And I see the guy I hit. Dude's name's Jeff. And he's like this. He's got a little chicken wing. And he's walking, his hands like that, and he's walking. And I found out I did that to him. I disabled somebody. And I felt this big. I felt like a wee little man. I did that to somebody's child over some bullshit. And I can never undo that. I don't know how I affected this guy's life. I don't know what he suffered or went through. Maybe he's fine. I don't know. But when he hit his head, he fucked up all the side of his body. And he's kind of gimpy. I don't know another word for it. He had the chicken wing thing going on in the little leg. And to this day, it chokes me up because I can't believe I did that to somebody. And I'm not proud of that. You know, they tell the story and they're like, yeah, sure would knock the dude out. I said, don't tell that story about me. Like, I've tried my hardest to forget that. I never will. This is why I don't participate in violence. Now, if it's going to be you or me, I'm going to die trying. I promise you that. More than likely, it's going to be you. But I'll do anything I can to get out of a violent situation. I don't care if you call me names. You touch my girl, I'm going to break something. You come to mess with me, don't keep your hands off, we'll be all right. And I'll tell you straight up, I don't want any trouble. I will walk away. I will run away if I can. I don't care. That's not the only violent encounter I've ever been in. I know what real violence looks like. It's not fun. It's not something to be romanticized. It's not a badge of honor to hurt people. Over what? You can't keep your shit together emotionally and mentally? I've had quite a few instances since then. That's when I'm 48 now. That happened when I was 21. Do you think I never got tried again after that? I'm a firm believer in absolutely not. Disrespect, call it whatever. We ain't gonna potentially jeopardize each other's lives because you called me a name, or we accidentally bumped into each other, or if somebody's being rude where I'm at, I'll just leave. I don't care, it's not that important to me. Somebody's being loud and sketchy, I leave. You don't go to places that can create violence. You don't have to worry about being in a violent encounter, right? Atmosphere get tense, get the fuck out of there. It's that simple. Like, I've been on dates with chicks that, oh, my boyfriend. I'm like, hold up. Don't even start that shit. We're leaving. I'll never speak to her again. Girls that do that shit, no. Because women will do that to you. Go start shit and my boyfriend will kick your ass. Some guys feel cornered by that. I'll tell the bitch, look, don't do that shit to me. Leave this man alone. Look, buddy, we got no problem. Let me buy you a drink. You go that way, I'll go this way. It ain't out of fear. It's out of fear for the quality of life I'm going to have or what could potentially happen. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Hold up, I'm catching up in the chat, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for the well wishes, but I'm not proud of that. It takes me to a bad place. I'll be all upset tomorrow, I promise you, every time I talk about it. I couldn't imagine me ever doing that to somebody's son. Obviously, I didn't mean to affect a guy like that. That was not my intention, I promise you. Was I showing off a little bit? Yeah. And it was a silly, silly impulsive. Yes, it did hurt me to see him like that. No, Zax, I didn't talk to him. No, brother. I made my amends through leaving that shit behind me. Well, thank you, D Nice. When my ex broke up with me, I was so messed up mentally and decided to go to the bar. Not a good idea. The first man that bumped into me, I swung as hard as I could in the back of the head, and he went down hard. And that's what you do when you're unstable. I mean, I deal with that guilt. And I don't know. And this is why I despise violence. What's up, TKO? Long time no see. Sweetie. I think TKO is cute, y'all. Let me see. I can't really see her picture, but I see glasses, and I'm a sucker for glasses. Oh, yeah, she's cute as can be. Hey, TKO. What's up, girl? And that's it. I'm good, I'm good. Better than good. Living the dream, baby. God's treating me well. I can promise you that. So yeah, look. Is it worth it? Is it really worth redeeming your ego in front of a crowd of people who don't even know who you are, that you'll never see again? And if you have a woman that would think less of you for that, you need to trade her in. Well, thank you, sweetie. You hear that, y'all? She says I'm not bad looking. Well, thank you, TKO. I'm telling you. This is why, like when I go to functions, yes, I am spoken for. Thank you for cock blocking me, Rodera. Thank you so much. You see how cute this girl is? Might have been my next future ex-side chick. Thanks a lot. Like if you're going somewhere, have a contingency plan. Whoever you're with, have an exit strategy. It's a real simple conversation. Look, shit kicks off. I'm out of here. If y'all want to go with me, I'll meet you back at the car. If you're with a crowd, if you're with your girl, like, look, sweetie, if anything gets weird and I don't see you, find me immediately. Let's stay within eyes distance of each other because we're out. If somebody acts inappropriately, come by me immediately. If you're with your girl in a public place, she should be right by your side anyway, unless you had a mutual friends function. You know, she's off mingling with the girls, you off mingling with the guys, talking about whatever dumb shit. But if it's a public event, your girl shouldn't leave your side. And you both get out of there immediately. It's not worth it. Roderick says, yep, always have a plan. I always go somewhere, and I don't know if it's a military or mom and me, but I'm always looking to see what's my escape plan if something were to pop off. Now, hopefully, you're picking, but look, the public is very unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get. Once you start introducing alcohol and shit, it's anybody's game at that point. But hopefully you're spending time in places where you really don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. More laid back, calm places. The more upscale places with good security are, well, you know, Jake, it's not that sad. We've always had to think about this kind of stuff. There's always been the potential for danger. And the very least you can go out with are, the very least you could do is be aware, have awareness, situational awareness. And I'm talking you arrive somewhere, and this is the job, the guy's job. I know women do it too, but it's the man's job. You scope the place. See where you're at, see what's a good place to stand, and what's the quickest way to get out. And if something does go down and you need to get down, I tell my girl all the time, look, if something starts happening, leave. Get in the car. If I tell you go, go. Don't try to be one of these girls that get in between me and a guy. No, stop, don't come near me. Walk the fuck out. Go get in the car. I'll be there when I get there. I don't go to bars either, and that's one way I should. But, you know, we do like to go out in public sometimes. But if some shit's about to pop off, I don't want any of her. If I can get away, we're getting away, period. If I can't and I got to stay, you go. Make sure you're out. These girls, my ex-wife did that to me one time. Some guy was being super inappropriate. She started yanking on my arm, and I'm like, get the fuck off of me. What are you doing? You're going to get my ass whipped. Go stand over there. And I told her at the end of that, because we left after that, I said, don't ever do that again. Never fucking interfere. Are you kidding me? Trying to get you and me asses beat. Nonsense. Take your ass in a car and wait for me. Go pull out in front of the building and have the engine running for me. Come here pulling on my arm and shit. That's craziness. What the hell is that? Can y'all hear that? Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. We had an issue with the dryer. Something got hung up. Sounds like a damn train coming off the tracks in here. There we go. How about I just close the door? There we go. One of my drawstrings from my sweats got caught up in the thing, and it was. Yeah, mom knows. I know that sound. It's a damn dryer. Tripathi says, my cousin had hit me on the head for just winning in a cricket game. I had a concussion and was confused about his behavior. What are you barking at? Huh? What, sweetie? What? Can you turn? Can you turn? Good girl. She's over there growling at the dryer. Later, my cousin got diagnosed with multiple mental illnesses. Yeah, shit happens. That's enough. I think you're a damn German shepherd or something. Stay there. Growling. Sound like a little gremlin. What? So yeah, y'all, that's where we at. I really wish I'd have never told that story. I'm a little bummed out now. I don't know the guy's last name. The Zens. What's the Zens? What is that, Ryder? Oh, the pouches. On. It's not Zens. Yes, I am a nicotine junkie. You know, I started smoking cigarettes when I was 10 years old. I had a pack-a-day habit. These are On. This ain't Zen. This is On. O-N. I always get the promotionals. I started smoking cigarettes at 10. I started dipping at 11. I was a smoker for, yes, look, y'all don't know about my childhood. And I smoked well into my 30s, on and off mostly. Sweet girl, she ain't being too sweet lately. She looks like a little country dog now. She ain't a cute lap dog. She goes outside, rolls around and stuff. I planted a satsuma tree the other day, and she was all, this dumb shit. A lot of people come and waste my time. Who's got this much time on their hands? I can't say anything. We haven't had trolls in here in a while. Yeah, she's turning into a little country dog. She was, now she's got knots and shit in her hair. We just trimmed all her hair. Hey, what's going on over there? What are you doing? No, there's nicotine pouches when I gave it up. And I gave up dipping snuff probably 8 years ago. I stumbled on these. No, these don't hurt your gums at all. I started on these nicotine pouches. Whatever receptors I have that nicotine mimics are burnt up. I don't think I have them anymore because I started at such a young age, you know? So I do the pouches. They're harmless, just a little nicotine. No bad breath, no offensive. You don't have to spit and all that. It's just. So Jake said, this guy that used to work with me got into a fight with a DJ in a bar a while ago, punched him, he fell, banged his head, and died. It was a mess after, ended up dying a few years later. Accidents happen. Yes, ma'am, you were right. Copenhagen long cut. Hell yeah. My dip of choice. Years long. Copenhagen long cut. No, long cut. I did go to wintergreen sometimes, but I like the long cut. I don't know. You around all the military guys, I know they dip. A lot of the people I know in military dip. A lot of the guys. All them military dudes. That's what they do. Copenhagen and caffeine, the lifeblood of America's military, America's fighting force. It used to be the guys I knew that fought in these last campaigns was ripped fuel. They said they used to take that shit. Oh, I wish. Dip ain't that cheap anymore. I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes since 2009. And the other day I was in line behind a lady who bought a pack of cigarettes, name brand cigarettes. Shit was like $11 for a pack. The last pack of cigarettes I bought cost like $2.01, $2.01. Nicotine helps in preventing Alzheimer's. Research is still going on. Yeah. No, I never got the smoker skin. I've always had pretty resilient features. Like I didn't fall prey to alcohol, drugs, and smoking. I lived a rough life. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you, God. Keeping me healthy. I'm a blessed man, y'all, in so many ways. I'm actually blessed that I get to come talk to y'all every night. I love this shit. This really means a lot to me. I wish y'all would grow this fucking community and join the Telegram group, like I've been saying. Rodera, you the primary. So yeah, let me see something, y'all. Give me a sec. Hold on. All right, excuse me. I don't know. I didn't know you needed all that. I thought you just hit the link and you go to the app, you install the app and do the thing. I don't know. I'm not the technology guy. I have a guy for that. I ain't him. I can come on here and tell you all about life, but I can't tell you how to install an app. So you're on your own. But anything else, I'll help you with. Well, good, y'all. That was a pretty good live. I like that I talked about that. It's too involved, Ryder. It would take forever to do a crawfish boil. I really do need to. I'm craving crawfish too. I mean, look, I don't need to have a cookout. I'll boil a pot of crawfish just to have them. Put the crawfish on and call a few people. They'll come and eat them. Carson, probably about 10 o'clock, about the same time. About 10. Yes, with Fancy on the ground eating all the scraps. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not yet, hit the like, comment, subscribe. Get that notification bell. Quiet King says, I thank you so very much for sharing your learning story. Us young men needed to hear this. Sometimes I regret being such an anxious people pleaser when I was younger, but at least it kept me safe. Don't minimize being a people pleaser, King. That'll haunt you for life. All right, Carson, don't ever tell me that again. I guess I just ought to quit fighting it. It's made for people under 18 and over. Teenagers find their way. Y'all young men. Y'all need to hear stuff. That's true. Jake, somebody I was talking to tonight had this very conversation about doing the work on yourself, the healing and what it takes. And it takes us going to the deepest, darkest recesses, the place where nobody likes to visit, not even our own selves. But if you want to grow and you want to heal, that's what you got to do. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Carson. Well, that's it, everybody. If you have not yet, join the Telegram. Carson and Jake, you haven't joined it either. And then I have the memberships now. So jump on that. Get a membership to the channel. Could really help. And you get to be a member. When I get enough in there, I'm going to start doing the, thank you, Bob. You go into the description, Jake, there's a membership link and a Telegram link. You just click on the link. Read the description. It'll tell you exactly. PM alert, live alert. I think it's PM live alert. There's a link underneath it. The very first option is join the channel. Then the membership link is underneath it. Just really easy. Push of a button or tap of your thumb, whatever it's called. But all right, thank you everybody for coming in. Y'all have a great, look, there you go. Right there, Jake. Ryder posted it up for you. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Good night, TKO. Night, everybody. Later. All right, how we do this? Oh, there's some more stuff. All right, ending this stream.